We top off our delicious homemade desserts at the Boonville Hotel with ice cream made right across Route 12 at Mercers Dairy. Mercers has been producing premium ice cream right here in Boonville for over 50 years. They produce over 30 flavors of traditional ice cream, along with 4 organic flavors. Mercers recently introduced a new wine ice cream, pairing their premium ice cream with a variety of wines.
So proud to call it my home. You know it's not a
I have been enjoying Mercer's ice cream since I was a kid, but today was the first time in my life that I came here for ice cream and I had to be proofed.
Well, actually, Mercer's roots trace back to the mid-1930s when it was just a local guy who was delivering milk to a lot of the farmers and to the townspeople here. It evolved into the 40s when the Mercer family bought Mercers Dairy, the milk roots, and the milk processing plant that existed at that time. After that, in 1951, they decided it was time to start making ice cream. So they started making ice cream, and Mercer's has a long, storied history. We continue to use the formulas that they use. We continue to create a premium product and try to stay true to the old, I guess what you might call a tried and true approach. Well, yeah, obviously they started off with really basic flavors like chocolate and vanilla. They developed a lot of formulas for different flavors as they went along. When the current owners started running this plant in 2001, we actually had 32 flavors that we make all the time of traditional flavors. As we go forward, we're constantly coming up with new flavors. Each year we try to introduce something new. So we this year introduced a blueberry cheesecake, which has been really good, and believe it or not, a peanut butter and jelly ice cream. Tastes just like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Well, actually the wine ice cream, we introduced that in 2007, and that was a process of about 2 years to develop that. And the concept came from doing food and wine shows with the New York Wine and Grape Foundation. And at the end of the shows, when we had ice cream left over and they had wine left over, one of our partners, Roxana Herbert, would entertain the other guys by giving them the ice cream and letting them pour wine over it. Roxana then developed the idea that we should build an ice cream around this concept, and so it became really a labor of love to work with the Wine and Grape Foundation to put the flavors together so that they were really matched, and as we call it, ultimate pairings of a great ice cream with a great wine. And we make basically a New York product. It's a fun business. I became involved as an investment, but it's so much fun. Who wouldn't want to be in an ice cream business? You get to see people smile all the time.
I sampled some of their wine ice cream. What a great pairing. As a matter of fact, a few years ago in 2007 at the world's Great American Dessert Expo, it won the new product of the year. And I can see why.
Travis, boy, do you remember? Travis, have you lost your mind? Travis, never lose direction. Travis, oh, you're running out of time. You wander through the reservation, standing there with Chief Sifton sand.
We travel deep into the woods surrounding Boonville to visit a local woodworker. Charles Levensaler is enjoying his retirement working with wood.
Well, I kind of got started this way back when I was a teenager, building picnic tables, different things. I was always doing something with my grandfather, helping somebody that needed help somewhere and building something for them, and kind of, took my interest. Started building my first home at 17, still in school yet. 3 years later, I was self-employed. And that's what I've been doing ever since, in the building industry. And really like the woodworking part of stuff. Started my shop years ago. In the last 15 years, I've really expanded it. Planning to do this later in life, so now it's later in life, so. My favorite things to build? Anything that's intricate. Something that, you know, just challenge. Patience. Takes a lot of patience to be a woodworker. You got to really think what you're doing through, as there's just so many variables. Each piece of wood is different. You have to make sure the moisture content in the wood is at the right level, or everything can go awry.
A place that's always buzzing with locals is Freddys Diner. And if you visit Boonville on a Wednesday, be sure to stick around for Freddys' popular classic car cruisin'.
Nobody made my bell. My sins all taken away, taken away.
It's been a few years since we've come to Boonville. We came here this week and thought we'd go back to Freddys Diner to see how Karen is doing. It's still hopping, especially on Wednesday nights when classic cars come cruising into here from all over the area. The parking lot is filled. There's live music. It's Boonville at its best. Boonville has always been pretty well known for rough winters. There was a rough winter back in 2002, I think it was, when the roof of this building actually collapsed completely. But Bob and Karen, being typical Boonvillians, they dug right in and rebuilt the building to what it is today. And it certainly is worth the trip to come up here for breakfast or lunch just to see what they've done. The building was erected by the Post family in 1817. As a matter of fact, it's on Post Street.
There was music everywhere. There was music in the valley, and there was music in...
Today is the last day of the Boonville Fair, but just around the corner is the New York State Woodsman's Field Days. Be sure to mark your calendar for this annual event in Boonville, August 20th through 22nd.
I heard music everywhere.